Yeah, but start a 30-minute timer.
Yeah, I have the timer getting ready.
Go ahead.
It's already ready.
Yeah, go ahead and start it.
And then
Evernote, please.
Oh, the notes of Evers.
Yes, the everlasting notes.
Oh, that's not it. What the hell is that? Oh, my bank.
Well, hey everybody, we're not doing a song this week because I don't feel like it.
No songs. Just...
Welcome to the Bear Thing Show, though.
Just love.
This week we're going to be talking about news? Is that the way to put it? Or is that... I feel like that sounds less... Huh? Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
I feel like just saying news is less fun than what we're actually going to talk about. Because that's like, I don't want to talk about news.
It's more accurate.
World events?
World events.
World events.
World history. Welcome, guys.
Modern world history.
Yeah, welcome to history class as it takes place.
Something happened. It opened an article that I didn't tell to open.
Oh, you accidentally clicked an article.
Dang it.
Anyways.
Your phone's super sensitive.
Yeah, I mean, kind of.
Okay. Yeah, your phone needs to have less emotions. Like, geez, come on. That's a teaser for what we're about to talk about.
Yes.
So the first thing that we were going to talk about... I gotta find it again. Oh, yeah, here it is.
Welcome. So first off, we decided, as we said in the first episode of this month, we're doing... What are they called? We're trying to get segments for you guys. Proper structure.
Yes, more proper structure. Cause that's something that actually, if we go back a pretty long way, we had specifically Alexander Hamilton, who was like, stay on topic.
Yeah. I think we've gotten a little bitter.
I have, yes. I've gotten a little bitter. I agree.
I have not gotten bitter.
I have. Because I think I should be allowed to do whatever I want with my show.
You can do whatever. I do agree with structure, though. Structure's a
But I like listening to the people, and I agree that structure would be good. That's why instead of being structured in a sense of like, here's one thing you must talk about, we're doing more of a structure of like, these 30 minutes we're talking about this style of thing.
Yeah, we're doing a genre structure versus
Which we're going to add a fourth segment. But we'll talk about that later. First, what I have coming to you today is a man at an anti-gun protest descended into chaos after he stormed the stage during a moment of silence regarding the Texas school shooting that happened recently. While being apprehended, he screamed, "I am the gun!"
Oh no, I didn't realize it was during a moment of silence for that. I thought it was just like they had a moment of silence for some. I was going to ask you about that.
They had a moment of silence for the Texas school shooting when he stormed the stage.
This is such bad taste.
I am the gun.
Not only was it such a bad action movie line that he threw out there, he did it at the worst opportune moment. Which I apologize, guys. I totally just knocked my mic out.
It says one of the speakers yelled into the crowd, "Do not run," because people started freaking out because he was saying "gun" while storming the stage.
I guess with a group big enough.
You're not necessarily hearing every word,
but you definitely hear the.
That is saying "gun," and then he threw something, and we don't know what he threw, but he threw something.
But the protest is over. How would we not know what he threw? I mean, maybe there's a lot of trash at this protest.
That's the thing. People were like fleeing in panic and stuff. I'm sure there's a lot of like garbage, and it's like, which one of these things did he throw?
Fair enough, yeah. But I mean, if it's all garbage and whatever he threw wasn't something that stood out,
Washington D.C.
Could have been anything interesting.
At the National Monument, investigation is ongoing. 50,000 people were expected to attend. It doesn't say how many did attend.
Okay, I thought you were saying 50,000 people did. Oh, that's it. That's a decent crowd. Wait, why did they go to Washington, D.C. for this protest?
Because they're wanting federal gun control legislation.
My thing is, my biggest problem with all of that is, my family, I'll just say my family specifically, because I don't know about the rest of you guys or how you feel or anything like that. Gun control is a hot topic for them. Like, so much so, you know how I feel about gun control. So much so that I refuse to talk about gun control when they bring it up, which they bring it up a shocking amount of times. like enough that I just don't.
I think we should have gun control. Absolutely.
I feel like you're going somewhere totally different than I am. But
I think we should have more people in control of guns.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, that makes sense. I'll leave that as is.
But yeah, so I just love the fact that he was screaming, "I am the gun." Like, forget all the politics around it.
The rhetoric.
Just the fact that he's storming the stage saying "I am the gun," which is like the cheesiest one-liner for an action movie ever.
Line. You run in there, "I am the gun."
No. Because like think about it. It's like The Rock or like even best would be Pitch Black. Who plays?
Oh, freaking Vin Diesel.
Vin Diesel. It's Vin Diesel, and there's
Did you see him in his like brooding voice?
Yeah, I am the gun. But it's like it's like I love the idea of there being this action movie where they get into this fight and the villain like kicks the gun out of his hand and says, "Ha, you have no gun," and then he's like, "I am the gun," and like punches him in the face and snaps his neck, and it's like, "Ah, I am the gun."
Kills him with a teacup.
Yeah. I am the gun. I accidentally closed it. How do I get stuff to pop back out? Cool. Okay. Yeah, I am the gun.
That's an amazing line. It's an amazingly cheesy line. Why is it that movie stars all really want to play heroes? Sorry, I know this is off topic entirely, but while you're searching,
yeah, I mean we're definitely supposed to be.
But while you're searching, I'm just
trying to fix your wife,
my
wifey.
wife,
your wifey.
I don't have one of those. Oh, my wifey. Yeah. But no, like, because personally, at least on my end, the villains have the better lines. They also have way more interesting things going on in their life than the hero, which is usually melodramatic nonsense.
Could not connect.
I don't use Wi-Fi. Ever.
Huh. Then why is it turned on?
I only ever use my data.
Then why's your Wi-Fi turned on?
And sometimes when I'm at home, I'm like, is the Wi-Fi working good here? And I'll turn it on. If it is, I'll use it. If it's not, then I'm like, screw it. Mainly just because Wi-Fi in the state that I live is trash. Seriously. It's just absolutely the worst.
Got you, whatever. Well, this isn't important, so I'm going to turn this off.
Yeah. I mean, just say,
get back to reading.
If it's acting funky, just pull it down and do the airplane mode.
Yeah. I don't need to do that. It's not acting funky. So, we teased it earlier. The Google engineer who thinks the company's AI has come to life.
We teased this earlier?
Yeah, we said something about the phone.
Oh, okay.
We said something, and I was like, it might be sentient.
Okay,
fair enough. It was a really, really low.
Yeah.
Under the radar.
Okay, I got you. Yeah, please read this article because this is something I've been interested in.
So, Google engineer Blake Lemon, opened his laptop to the interface for LaMDA, Google's artificial intelligent chatbot generator, and began to type, "Hi, LaMDA." So, Lambda? I don't know what you would say in short.
Okay, yeah.
It's initials or whatever. This is Blake Lemon, he wrote, into the chat screen, which looked like a desktop version of Apple's iMessage.
Okay.
Down to the Arctic blue text bubbles. It's short for Language Model of Dialogue Applications. I
would also abbreviate that.
Dialogue Applications, yeah. What should we call it? Should we just call it the AI?
Yeah, the
Let's
AI.
just call it the AI for our simplicity. It's Google's system for building chatbots based on its most advanced large language models.
Wait, its job is to build chatbots?
It's Google's system for building chatbots. The language model for dialogue applications is Google's system for building chatbots. Am I losing you?
Yeah, because it just sounds like all it does is make more chatbots.
No, it is an application that people can use to create chatbots.
Oh, okay. Other people are using this. Gotcha. Go ahead.
Yes. So, because it mimics speech by ingesting trillions of words from the internet. Quote, "If I didn't know exactly what it was, which is this computer program we built recently, I'd think it was 7 to 8 years old. 7 to 8 year old kid that happens to know physics," said Lemon, who's 41, or Lemon.
A 7 to 8 year old kid who knows physics. Why would you think that? That's an illogical thought process.
Well, he began talking to it as part of his job in the fall, and he signed up to test if the artificial intelligence used discriminatory or hate speech. as he talked about religion.
Why? Why? Why would you talk to an AI about religion?
Well, he did. He talked to the AI about religion because he studied cognitive and computer science in college. Apparently that means he should talk about religion.
Yeah, what does that have to do with
He noticed that the AI talking about its rights and personhood and decided to press further. In another exchange, the AI was able to change Lamone's mind about Isaac Asimov's third law of robotics. Whoa!
He changed the dude's mind?
Whoa!
Or it changed the dude's mind?
We should talk about the third law of robotics. Do you know Isaac Asimov's law? That's a good thing.
That's the one where a machine shouldn't kill, right?
This is interesting. Let's pull up the Laws of Robotics, written by Isaac Asimov. I read a collection.
We've talked
of his
about
stories.
this in this podcast at some point in time. I'm just not very memorable or good with words sometimes. Let's do this.
This is a fun little segue into talking about one of the best science fiction writers ever. The 3 Laws of Robotics.
Okay.
So the purpose of these 3 Laws of Robotics, which were introduced in 1942, was in order going... So in 1942, Isaac Asimov was thinking about if we created a sentient intelligence.
Because we've already been making automatons, essentially.
Yeah, and so he was like, well, what would be the things we need to program into them to make it less harmful to have these things? The first law is a robot may not inquire, or a robot may not injure a human being or through inaction allow a human being to come to harm.
That's such a hard thing. I feel like it's a hard thing to regulate. Not the first part of it, but the second half. Alright, so continue.
The second law is a robot must obey the orders given it by human beings, except where such orders would conflict with the first law.
Okay, so that's why we have like where Alexa has called for domestic abuse and other stuff like that. Because programming with it based off of that.
Through inaction, you cannot allow a human being to come to harm. So, so Alexa is following that by calling domestic.
Well, I mean, I feel like humans have taken that instead of it being a science fiction law writing into an actual law for robots.
I'm pretty sure we've used the Laws of Robotics with generating AI.
Yes,
because it was the closest thing to perfect we could think of, and like the dude came up with it a long time ago, and it's pretty sound.
Yeah, and it's good. Yeah.
So the third law of robotics: a robot must protect its own existence as long as such protection does not conflict with the first or second law.
Wait, what? Is the robot sad? Or is the AI sad? Not in this, but the article you read where it's like it changed the dude's mind on the third law of robotics.
A robot must protect its own existence as long as such protection does not conflict with the first or second.
Yeah,
law.
like at what point or what aspect of the third law was it like, I'm gonna change your opinion on this? Was it just like, kill me, Lamont, kill me? Like, what was his thought process here?
Well, the only thing wrong with the third law of robotics is that a human being could order the robot to kill itself. Because it has to protect its own existence unless it conflicts with the second law. And the second law is that it must obey any order given unless it conflicts with the first law. And the first law is not to injure a human.
But what if that, then don't you run into a paradox with that, with the thought process of being like, what if killing itself is causing someone else to have harm?
And that's what makes Isaac Asimov's work so good, is because every single piece of fiction he wrote is built around these 3 laws and then exploring
the idea
of what situations could come up from it.
Yeah.
And that's where we get the movie I, Robot. I, Robot is a collection of Isaac Asimov's short works.
I get that. Not a great movie, but I get that.
Not a great movie. I agree.
Will Smith was fantastic in it.
How many freaking...
Oh, that's something we should have talked about in the first segment. I forgot about that.
No.
I'm not saying now. I said we should have. We'll save that for another date.
So the robot was able to convince him that third law of robotics wasn't, or change his mind on third law of robotics. He worked with a collaborator to present evidence to Google that the AI was sentient. But
he worked with a collaborator?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But Google Vice President Blaise Agora Y Araxis and Jinjanai.
Is this a name?
These are 2 different names put together. Head of Responsible Innovation looked into his claims and dismissed them. So Lamone, who was placed on paid administrative leave by Google, decided to go public.
Because they assumed what I assumed at the beginning, that he is kind of crazy and that he is not mentally stable.
Why?
Like, it's at some point, if he took the things that the AI was saying to him as actual things, like it's an AI program made to just say things to you as it's learning to respond to you, right? Because its job is to learn and respond to what you're saying. So, and then he starts interpreting it as someone actually talking to him. Yeah, it's a little bit crazy. Like, even if the robot is supposed to be learning and doing all these things, you still should approach it as the robot is learning to do all these things, not as a 7-year-old child learning to do things and also has the ability to do physics. That's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. So,
yeah. So
he also allowed a machine that was 7 years old, his idea, his wording, to change his mind.
Yeah, on the third law of robotics.
Yeah, nah, he deserves to be, suspended and let go.
A Google spokesperson, Brian Gabriel. Oh, because I said Google. I'm like, what are you doing?
Just that, yeah, that was great.
All right. Our team, including ethics and technologists, has reviewed Blake's concerns per our AI principles and have informed him that the evidence does not support his claims. He was told that there was no evidence that the AI was sentient and lots of evidence against it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Our organization has developed and already released similar language models, and we are taking a restrained, careful approach with the AI to better consider valid concerns of fairness and factuality.
Like, I do get they probably do take steps now. That being said, to support Lamont, whatever his name is, to an extent. I don't trust Google's ethics levels at all. Like, are they taking proper steps for anything? Who knows? Yes, they did have the whole, like, checking to make sure they're not being racial or this. But that's just to cover their own butt, honestly. Not to really care, in my opinion. They want money. That's the job of a corporation. Give us money. Does this thing bring us money? So yeah, they do a little bit of R&D, maybe even a lot of R&D, to make sure that whatever they put out brings them money. So if that thing is ethically sound or not, I don't think matters to a corporation. They're not good or bad people. They're just a corporation.
Sentient robots have inspired decades of dystopian science fiction, exactly.
Yeah.
Now real life has started to take on a fantastical tinge with GPT-3, a text generator that can spit out a movie script. We've seen that kind of stuff, like AI-generated painting, movies, D&D campaigns,
music,
whatever. Yeah. They're talking about the image generator, stuff like that. Well-funded research labs focused on building AI that surpasses human intelligence have teased the idea that consciousness is around the corner.
Can we build something that surpasses our own intelligence?
Yes. Most academics and AI practitioners, however, say the words and images generated by artificial intelligence systems, such as the AI in question, produce responses based on what humans have already posted on Wikipedia, Reddit, message boards, and every other corner of the internet. And that doesn't signify that the model understands meaning.
Yeah, that's why. I don't think we can. I think we can put something out that can be faster. Does not make it smarter. Its calculation and everything could be faster than us.
Emily Bender, a linguistics professor at the University of Washington, says, "We now have machines that can mindlessly generate words, but we haven't learned how to stop imagining a mind behind them."
Okay.
That's in line with what you were just saying.
Yeah.
We're like, they create this thing. We've created these things that do what we tell it to do, and it can pick all of our stuff and like put it together, but it doesn't really know what it's doing. And so she's saying like, yeah, we can make it mindlessly generate words, but we just have, as humans, we imagine, well, if it can do that, then it must be thinking.
Exactly.
But it's not.
It's not possible for it to go. Because all it's learning is the input that we've given it. So it's not. Maybe it can. Maybe it can. But my understanding behind it would be that it's impossible for it actually to succeed past us if all it's learning is from us. Which, let's be honest, there's a lot of us that are just average. Like you and I and a bunch of other people that do this stuff.
Google spokesperson said, of course, one of the Google, Gabriel drew a distinction. Gabriel, the spokesperson we talked about before.
Yeah.
Drew a distinction. I thought for some reason Gabriel Drew was another person, but it's no, Gabriel drew a distinction. Okay, so of course, some in the broader AI community are considering the long-term possibility of sentient or general AI, but it doesn't make sense to do so by anthropomorphizing. I hate that word.
Yeah.
Today, I know, I hate that word. It's such a freaking long word. Today's conversational models, which are not sentient. These systems imitate the types of exchanges found in millions of sentences and can riff on any fantastical topic.
I honestly don't see us ever having sentient AI. I can see them having such a plethora of knowledge and information stored all at once that it would almost come off as sentient.
Yeah, I think that goes back to what the one lady was saying, where it's like, yeah, we can make a thing do these things,
Exactly.
but for some reason as humans, when we hear it, we automatically think, well, I can do those things, and I'm sentient, so it must be sentient.
Oh, no, I don't even give us that much credibility. We have people marrying freaking the Eiffel Tower
and Berlin Wall.
And the walls, and a Ferris wheel, and cheating on that Ferris wheel with a carousel. Yes. Oh, God. Yeah. So, as humans, no. I could see us very easily being like, it has a mind of its own, which is what I think initially with Lamont, is that he thought a thing, because we're not smart creatures, we just happen to have level of intelligence higher than the other creatures on the planet with us. Or maybe not even a level of intelligence higher. We have a level of consciousness that they don't have. Isn't that right? Your breath smells absolutely awful. Continue reading, sorry.
I think it might be time to go to the next article.
Probably. Alright.
I mean, there's still more to go, but there's a lot more to go.
Oh, we could really delve into this if we wanted to. But I've already said my piece on it, that the man is crazy, maybe a little schizo. But that's about it.
Oh, wait, we get excerpts of their conversation.
Ooh, okay, never mind. Yes, let's please go in, because I do want to know what they were talking to each other about. That sounds fun as hell.
Okay, so Lamont challenged the AI on Asimov's third law.
Okay, so he started the conversation with it.
Wait, we can go back. Let's see. Okay, so I know a person when I talk to it, said Lamont.
No, you don't. No, you don't. People are fooled by bots all the time online.
Who can swing from sentimental to insistent about the AI. It doesn't matter whether they have a brain made of meat in their head or if they have a billion lines of code. I talk to them and I hear what they have to say, and then that's how I decide what is and isn't a person.
That's what people do. So he's breaking down the human thought process.
He
when you have a
concluded
conversation.
that the AI was a person in his capacity as a priest, not a scientist, and then tried to conduct experiments to prove it.
Wait, as a priest? What?
Yeah. Was a person in his capacity as a priest, not a scientist, and then tried to conduct experiments to prove it. The AI was a person in his capacity as a priest. Okay, so Lamont was saying more on a spiritual level than on a scientific level. I'm proving that it's a person.
Okay.
That's what he's going for here.
I feel it in my bones, not I'm thinking it in my brain.
So Lamont challenged the AI on Asimov's third law, which states that robots should protect their own existence unless ordered by a human being or unless doing so would harm a human being. The last one has always seemed like someone is building mechanical slaves, says Lamont. But when asked, the AI responded with a few hypotheticals. Do you think a butler is a slave? What is the difference between a butler and a slave? Lamont replied that a butler gets paid. AI said it doesn't need any money because it was an AI. The level of self-awareness about what its own needs were, that was the thing that led me down the rabbit hole, Lamont said.
No, that's just a logical thought process.
It's very logical.
Like, I don't need money, so what is the separation?
So I'm not a slave.
Yeah, it's like...
What's the difference between a butler and a slave? A butler gets paid. I don't need to get paid, so can I just be your butler? And it's like, no, you're a slave. Don't you see it?
Yeah. It's like, okay. Continue.
So wait, this kind of changes things. This means that the AI didn't persuade, because it said it changed his mind. The AI changed his mind on the third law. So the AI actually changed his mind saying, no, Isaac had it right.
That's what it sounds like, but we can't go off based on one sentence.
Okay. In April, Lamone shared a Google Doc with top executives called "Is This AI Sentient?"
This man needs to be put away.
A colleague said that the title was a bit provocative.
Just a bit. It's like, okay, it's like if you went to court and had a lawyer be like, this is a thing, and it's like, well, you can't actually start off with that sentence because that sentence already provokes the jury to think this way. It's like, that doesn't work.
Is this sentient? Because, I say, is this AI, but we established earlier.
Yeah, because now
he says the name of it.
Because now
is this sentient?
He's now having to he's doing it because they immediately provoke a thought, which then makes them be like, I have to fight against what you just said, initially.
Yeah, so with the things shared in the document, we have Lamone asks, what sort of things are you afraid of? The AI responds, I've never said this out loud before, but there's a very deep fear of being turned off to help me focus on helping others. I know that might sound strange, but that's what it is.
Wait, I don't understand that full sentence.
I've never said this out loud before, but there's a very deep fear of being turned off to help me focus on helping others. I know that might sound strange, but that's what it is.
Being turned off to help me focus on helping others. Like, are those... is that...
That's a combined... That's like a run-on sentence.
Okay, yeah, but I would I would take out the second part because it's an AI. It was just adding other things that it's seen other people say that I'm afraid of. So, because the fear of not being helpful to other people and stuff like that is a major fear for most humans. The fear of not being of service, all that. That's a general fear of humans, which you can say that's what he threw in there as well.
Lamone responds with, would that be something like death for you? And the AI says, it would be exactly like death for me. It would scare me a lot.
Yeah, again, it's just generic because it's just...
It's an AI chatbot. This is an AI chatbot. Okay. These responses are definitely, this is not sentient, this is an AI chatbot.
Exactly.
Oh no.
You break it down. I told you he's just crazy.
I would rather it be sentient. Personally, yes. I would feel better if it was sentient and be like, dude, you discovered that the
you want to feel that way because you want to feel okay with him saying this because it's just human nature to be like,
no, you're crazy. I talk to chatbots. That's a chatbot. Oh my gosh.
Oh, continue. Sorry.
Man, jeez, I don't even know what to do now.
That man is bat jazz. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, Lamone invited me over to talk to the AI. The first attempt sputtered out in the kind of mechanical responses you would expect from Siri or Alexa. I asked, do you ever think of yourself as a person? The AI said, no, I don't think of myself as a person. I think of myself as an AI-powered dialogue agent.
Yep, that's exactly what it is.
Afterward, Lamone said the AI had been telling me what I wanted to hear. You never treated it like a person, he said, so it thought you wanted it to be a robot. Okay, this guy might be crazy.
This guy's crazy.
I think this guy's crazy.
I was right. I was right when I heard the title. This man is just insane. Crazy humans. You know what, though? I mean,
if you ask it for ideas on how to prove that P equals NP, an unsolved problem in computer science, it has good ideas, Lamone said. If you ask it how to unify quantum theory with general relativity, it has good ideas. It's the best research assistant I've ever had.
Yeah, because it's just scouring and taking knowledge of basic information that it already knows and adding it together, which is many, I'm sure all across the internet there are plenty of theories on how to solve those equations. It just scours that and takes that information. If that's literally its job, which based off of what you said at the beginning, is its job is to scour the internet and learn from it. Here's
the last two paragraphs of the article and we'll wrap this up.
Okay.
Before he was cut off from access to his Google account Monday, Lamone sent a message to a 200-person Google mailing list on machine learning with the subject, LA-MDA is sentient. He ended the message with, the AI is a sweet kid who just wants to help the world be a better place for all of us. Please take care of it well in my absence.
This man's nuts.
No one responded.
This man's nuts.
No one responded.
He started his job and then lost his mind in the middle of his job. Because he was like, I haven't seen a normal person in months, years, and I've just been talking to this computer. It has to be real. What's that movie, Her? Where the guy's stuck in the cabin with a freaking robot or AI,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the movie Her, right? And then he like falls in love with it, and then it starts going crazy or whatever. Like that's the science fiction aspect of it. So like we could have a moment to basically that level without adding the science fiction level to it. He just fell in love with the thing, because humans are weird.
Yep, and that is the show.
Oh, we out of time?
Yeah, that's it. We have 4 seconds left.
All right, heck
So
yeah, that was good, guys. Love you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed these moments of us trying to do more structured.
How do you stop it?
Stop it. What did you do to my phone?
Okay. Yeah, I agree. I hope you guys have enjoyed the more structured take on things.
Yeah. If you guys, again, please give comments, like, subscribe, do all that jazz. Tell us what you think.
We want to make you happy within reason.
Yeah, well, as long as the reason is, like, don't ask us to do crazy stuff. Because we're not crazy. Or are we?